While residing at the Jetwan monastery in Shravasti, the Buddha spoke this verse with reference to a young monk. There was a young Brahmin whose father was very greedy and never gave anything in charity. Even the gold ornaments for his only son were made by himself to save payment for workmanship. When his son fell ill, no doctor was consulted until it was too late. When he realized that his son was dying, he had his son carried outside in the balcony so that people coming to his house would not see his possessions. On that morning, the Buddha, arising early from his deep meditation, saw from his divine knowledge that young Brahmin lying on the veranda. So when Buddha was entering Shravasti, begged for food with his disciples, the Buddha stood near the door of that young Brahmin family. The Buddha sent forth a ray of light to attract the attention of the youth, who was facing the interior of the house. The youth saw the Buddha, and as he was very weak, he could only profess his faith mentally, and so he did. But that was not enough. When he passed away with his heart in devotion to the Buddha, he was reborn in the heaven called Tavatimsa, celestial world in Buddh Dharma. From his celestial abode, the young Brahmin, seeing his father mourning over him at the cemetery, appeared to the old man in his same form, which his father would recognize. He told his father about his rebirth in Tavatimsa, celestial world, and also urged him to approach and invite the Buddha to a meal. At the house of that Brahmin family, the question of whether one could or could not be reborn in a celestial world simply by mentally professing profound faith in the Buddha without giving in charity or without observing the laws of spiritual practices was brought up. So the Buddha invited the young Brahmin to appear in person. Then that young Brahmin appeared in his celestial ornaments and told all of them present there about his rebirth in the Tavatimsa celestial world. Only then the listeners became convinced that the son of Brahmin, by simply devoting his mind to the Buddha, had attained much glory. My friends, teaching here is that all that man experiences springs out of his thoughts. If his thoughts are good, the words and deeds will also be good. The result of good thoughts, words and deeds will be happiness. This happiness never leaves the person whose thoughts are good. Happiness will always follow him like a shadow that never leaves him. Like the young Brahmin, just with the purity of his heart and devoted in his last moment to Buddha, achieved and went to a celestial world where he experienced happiness. Just because of that quality of devotion to Buddha, that action, that good action which he did, produced an effect which gave that young Brahmin a celestial world to live in. Simple karma of thought done by that young Brahmin, that thought of devotion to Buddha, this karma of that young Brahmin created a consequence of birth in divine celestial world, which is a realm of happiness. The message finally conveyed by this pair of verses is: think wrong and suffer. Think right and be happy. This pair of verses was spoken by the Buddha to show the inevitable consequence of good and evil karma. Man reaps what he has sown, both in the past and in the present. What he sows now, he reaps in the present and in the future. Man himself is responsible for his own happiness and misery. He creates his own hell and heaven. He is the architect of his own fate. What he makes, he can unmake. Buddhism teaches the way to escape from suffering by understanding and using the law of cause and effect. This story of that young Brahmin teaches us to understand the rules of happiness and pain, what causes happiness and what causes pain. And then just do good karma from your mind, speech and body, and avoid evil karma from your mind, speech and body, and happiness will follow up with you in this life and the next birth as well. Just one karma of that young Brahmin created an effect which got him into the celestial world and realm of happiness. So friends, keep doing good karma from your mind, speech and body, and you will secure happiness in this life and the next, and thereby making this world a better place, a beautiful place. We'll see you in the next story. Namaste.